and welcome to Amazing Jessy Show. Oh wow, it's a bit cold. I'm gonna go dress a bit warmer. Got a warm sweater for this cold season. That reminds me, happy winter everyone. Wow, what a hectic and fast year this has been. I just finished my exams this week and I am peeped, if that's even a word, but I just want to thank God for everything He's done for me and for bringing me through these exams, because honestly I really was exhausted. After being at home for 6 months, it's taken a while for me to get used to school, because every time I come back from school, I always feel so tired. I just sit in bed and I'm out for the night, and it's really hard. But I just want to thank God for putting me through this week. Honestly, thank you so much. I'm so grateful, Lord Jesus. And I hope anybody who did their exams this week or this anytime near now, I hope you come out with flying colors, and I hope the Lord will see you through, and I hope that anything you guys studied this term, that it should be stay in your brain and you should remember it time of your exam. In Jesus' name, amen. Happy Saturday, everyone. I hope everyone's having an amazing day, and if you're not, I hope you start having one very soon. So this is the Amazing Jessy Show, and as some of you may know, maybe most of you, I'm not sure, may know that I have had this channel for 3 years, going into 4 by February. And a year after I started this channel, because I started this channel when I was 10, so a year after that I started writing books when I was 11. And then a year after that I published 2 books when I was 12. And the 2 books are What Children Need from Their Parents and The Majestic 5. So here they are in the flesh. The Majestic 5 and What Children Need from Their Parents. This book here, The Majestic 5, is a fictional book, and it has a bit of a backstory of how it was created, but I'm not going to go into that. And then this book, What Children Need from Their Parents, is hopefully factual. And yeah, so you can get these 2 books on Amazon. You just have to type in The Majestic 5 by Jessica Gukwe and What Children Need from Their Parents, also by Jessica Gukwe. So yeah, check that out. So today is a very monumental day, because I will be starting a new series called What Do Children Need from Their Parents Anyways? So if you're clever enough, yes, you have guessed it, it is about this book. For the next few weeks, I'm just getting snippets of the book to get you a little intrigued, interested, invite you to get the book, read the book, and hopefully have a changed mind. Okay, so let's get into the book. As you can see, the front cover says What Children Need from Their Parents. Then you see this lovely picture, which I love so much, of family, 2 children, and then a husband and a wife, and then joining together to really find out what their children need from them, which creates a happy home. And then at the back of the book, you will see a little bit about me. Yes, that's 10-year-old me or 11-year-old me. Then you see a little bit about me. So if you really want to know, read the book. Okay, so when you open the book, you will see before the table of contents a little thing just to read before you start the book. And if you already have the book, you can bring it along with you in this video and go through it with me before you read it if you want to have a better understanding of the book. But I really do encourage you to read it again in full after I'm finished, so that you can get everything, because I will not be reading everything in this book, because this is not, and you can read it again very easily because it's not that thick of a book. It's an easy read, and it's very interesting. So the first thing you see is this little thing here before we read the book. It says, if you are a parent reading this book, I want you to read it with an open mind, because this book will help you know what your child really wants from you. If you know already, I'll remind you again. So as it says, I encourage everybody who goes into this book, who starts this book, to go in with an open mind, because when you go in with a closed mind, you already have your own thoughts, you already have your own set-minded things. But I think that you need to look at both sides of the stories before you write the conclusion. So anybody reading this book, please go in with an open mind. And if you already know what your children need from you, then I'll just remind you, because A lot of parents do know, but it's a thing that maybe we forget, we don't remember. That's what this book is here for. So then after that, you will see the table of contents, which showed the introduction, the dedication, the acknowledgement, the forward, and then all the chapters. And we're going through one chapter today. So then we have the introduction and all these parts. I will leave it to you to read when you get the book. It says a lot of interesting things about me, maybe some things about the book, how this book came to be, because it's a backstory, a bit of a backstory. Then we have the dedication. It's a bit short, so I'll read it. I would like to dedicate this book to God, the giver of life, the creator of the world, because without God, none of this would be possible. So all the glory goes to him. And to you, my readers, thanks for reading. Then we have the acknowledgement. I'm just thanking everybody who helped me throughout the book, who inspired me to write this book and supported me while I was writing this book. So if you want to know who all those special people are, buy the book. Then we have the foreword, which I will be reading because I love this foreword very, very much. So it is entitled, Children Are a Special Gift from God. Psalms 127, 3-5 says, Lo, children are a heritage from the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. As our arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are the children of the youth. Happy is the man that has his quiver full of them. They should not be ashamed, but shall speak with the enemies in the gates. So as you can see in this Bible verse, having a child is a special thing, and we should not take it for granted. Every parent is a worthy steward, which is why God gave you these children, that child. So try your best to understand, know, and meet their needs. Taking from Reverend Funke and Dr. Barrow's teaching on a CD I listened to, when a baby is born, they have their fists clenched and they look up to their mother and say, Are you worthy of being my parent? Will you take care of me the best you can? Will you help me to grow up to be the person I'm meant to be? These questions are still in our hearts. Children are very special and deserve to be taken care of. Therefore, I believe this book will help you recognize some of the things your child or your children need from you, that will help them grow and come to trust you more, so that when they ever need help or advice, they can easily come to you because they know that you understand and desire the best for them. I know without a doubt that every parent loves their child. Every parent has their child's best interest at heart. But sometimes when you don't understand your child, how your child works, your child's needs, sometimes that desire your love for them gets conjumbled in the misunderstanding when you don't listen to them. Sometimes, even if you love them but you don't understand them, it's hard to show that love. When I was writing this book, actually, because we're going to get into the chapters, I was looking at the chapters at the end and I was like, wait, these are some kind of basic things. And that's what a lot of people think going into this book. Well, these are things we already know, these are things we've heard before. But it's the simplest of things is what is so easy to forget. I think these are just things that daily people do. Everybody does. It's not really a thing that can really make a difference. But no, these things I'm going to be mentioning in the next few weeks, these are the difference makers. The littlest things can make the biggest difference, make the biggest impact. So please, go into this with a really open mind, knowing that any of these could be the really difference maker in your home. So, the first chapter is entitled, We Need Our Parents to Listen to Us. Every time I do a show or an essay or anything, I like to give a definition of what I'm talking about. So, a worldly definition so anybody can understand what I'm trying to say. To listen is to give attention to sound or action. When listening, one is hearing what others are saying and trying to understand what it means. The act of listening involves complex affective, cognitive, and behavioral processes from the Oxford Living Dictionaries. That was a whole lot of some big words there. So what I'm basically saying is that listening is paying attention to what the person is saying, not just hearing, but trying to understand, trying to decipher what that person is trying to communicate to you. Listening is a very, very important skill, and it is a basic requirement in a parent and child relationship. Some parents have not harnessed this skill. Everyone has the ability to listen, at least I hope so. But sometimes it seems that maybe our parents don't want to or don't believe that we should be listened to. There are acts by parents that indicate a child is not being listened to, and I have some here. I will not be reading all of them. I'll just be reading some of them to, give you an inch for more. So one of them here is too busy. In this time and age, most of our parents are working, schooling, raising family, involved in community activities, trying to make sure everything is in order. So we have enough to eat, house to live in, all the bills are paid, and children education is taken care of. And I can see a lot of this in my household. There's people working, there's people going back to school, there's bills being paid, not that I really understand, but there's things being paid for, school, education, all of that humble jumble of a family. All these are great, but trying to get all things under control sometimes affects parents' ability to tend to their children at the end of the day, which is honestly, truthfully, very hard. When you've been working this whole day, running around, doing loads of things, it is hard to come back to your children and really be attentive, really push to listen all the time. But that's something that does make a difference. Sometimes, even if we're tired, even if that's our last bit of strength, let's use that. Use that for your children. The truth is that they are exhausted from all the day's activities. However, the ability to listen to your child, even in the midst of your busy schedule, is a great skill. In my experience, because it's lovely to share your experience, to show some homely experience instead of not just what you've heard before, what you've seen before, but something you've experienced before. In my experience, sometimes when my mom is busy cooking or on her phone, my younger brother will come to her and say, "Mom, can I have this?" My mom, without looking at what he's asking for, will say, "Okay, you can have it. Just brush them off. Yeah, I'm busy, you can just have it." But when she's done whatever she's doing, when my brother made the request, then her attention is drawn to what has been taken from the table, as if there was never any communication. That is when my brother will say, "But Mom, you said I can have it." And my mom will say, "When did I say that? Can you see what happened here?" My mom was too busy and didn't pay full attention to what my younger brother was asking for. Does this sound even a tiny bit familiar, people? This happens most times when moms and dads, if not dealt with, could actually lead to something more serious that could hurt your child. Please, always pay attention when your child or children communicate, no matter what you are doing. I'll tell you the truth. Anything can wait. Nothing is more important than your child's life. That just dawned on me when I was writing this. I don't even know what 10-year-old me was writing. This just dawned on me, how important it is to listen. Sometimes when you're cooking, even if the pot boils, that's not as important. Even if the food burns, that's not as important as your child's life. Communicate with your child. Listen to your child. The next one in this chapter, which I really, really liked, so I want to share it with you guys. And the rest, they're really, really good. Not gonna lie to you, they're very, very good. So go buy the book. So the next one is, you can predict what your child wants to say. This is a reason why they don't listen to us, because they think you can predict what your child wants to say. This is an assumption most parents tend to have, and it often leads to them not waiting for us to finish a statement before cutting in. This happens because our parents believe they know us so well, and that is so true. They do know us very, very well. But at that moment, Sometimes there's something different we want to bring up. There's something different we want to discuss. And they know what we're about to say. They think they know us so well, and they know what we're about to say before we say it. But that's not true most of the time. Every child has their own mind and their own voice, and should be allowed to speak and listen to. Not in a rude way. Children should not be speaking rudely to their parents, but sometimes there's something your child wants to say that could justify an act, or be a reason for something, or it could have been something that happened today. Maybe that's disturbing them, or that hurt them, or something exciting happened. Sometimes I remember I'm talking to my mom, I'm about to say that my mom was like, yeah, I know this, and that, but it's not what I wanted to say. I wanted to say something different, but sometimes they just cut you off. They say, Jessica, I know what you want to say, that's okay, now please go back to your room. Or they will say, Jessica, I know what you want, we can talk about it later. But sometimes things need to be dealt with now. As I said, there's nothing more important than your child's life. The truth is that as much as my parents know me or believe that they can predict me, because they do know me, it is not guaranteed that they'll know what I wanted to say at that time. But what can I do? I am a child, and they are my parents who love me so much. In such case, I will quietly go back to my room, and I might not remember what I wanted to tell them, no matter how important. I remember my mom always saying to me, oh, just go what you want to talk about. But you know what? I don't remember. She's always telling me, if you don't remember, then it wasn't that important. But that's not the case. Sometimes it just blocks from my memory because I wanted to tell my parents. I wanted to communicate with them. But they shut me up because they feel like they can predict what I'm about to say. I believe that it's nice to try to hear your child as much as possible, even when they don't make sense, because they might have an important message to pass, and if not given the opportunity to say it, this might lead to them making the wrong decisions, or they might fall into the wrong hands trying to get answers to their questions. You never want to have someone else who might not be as reliable as you to answer your child's questions, to give them the wrong answer, to make them fall into the wrong hands. Please, moms and dads, always listen to your child or your children. This singular act can save their soul from destruction and from outside influence. Wow, that was a good one. Wow, I'm just looking through this book now, and in this chapter alone, there's so many things I want everybody to hear, to acknowledge, to understand. So please, I encourage everyone to get a copy for yourself on Amazon. Just typing in What Children Need from Their Parents by Jessica Agukwe. Next week we'll be starting on this next chapter, and wow, this one is a mind blower, but you know what, I'm not going to tell you. You guys have to wait till next week to see what next amazing chapter I'm going to incite all of you on. And remember to get yourself a copy on Amazon, What Children Need from Their Parents by Amazing Jessy. And that's all from my show today. Please come back next week to see what amazing stuff I have planned for you. And remember, it's all about Jesus. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you next Saturday.